In 1989, David Suchet's dandy detective deliberated his way onto television. Agatha Christie's most ingenious crime solver was a hit with viewers and the writer's family.
But I cannot find the last link in this so mysterious case.
The series, as it's gone on, has not only pleased existing Agatha Christie fans, but we've also gained along the way some new fans who hopefully will go back to the books and read them.
Oh, Agatha actually took her books very seriously. There are some of the audience now that are saying, oh, they're without Hastings, or they're without the inspector, or they're without Miss Lemon. And it was a very conscious decision by the family, as well as the publishers, that the books that are filmed are more true to the books as written. So that if they don't have Hastings in, or Japp, or Miss Lemon, they're not put in.
As new producers arrived, so Poirot's old family left our screens. His character has also become darker. But there are more twists to come, as David plans to film Curtain, Poirot's last case, in which the great detective dies. It's a book Agatha wrote at the height of Poirot's popularity during the 1940s.
I think she had great fun writing, although I know she got absolutely fed up with my character and wrote his death far before she was allowed to publish it.
She wrote Curtain probably because she had an idea. Then I think everybody around her, probably including members of my family, sort of said, oh, come on, you can't really publish that now. And, you know, she relented in the end, and she left the book to my mother. It was put away, so to speak, in a drawer, and came out in the 1970s. Whether it started in a fit of pique, you know, that's done for the old so-and-so, I really don't know. But I think probably it was that she had the idea of something which involved his death, and she just decided to write it.
Because he's always been such a distant and self-contained character, it is shocking almost, because it's a change of genre, a change of mood, because the books up until then have always been very playful.
I just can't wait to film it, and yet I don't want to go near it. Can you imagine that last day on the set? I mean, it will be, yes, I've done it, and my God, he's dead.
In Curtain, Poirot comes full circle and finds himself back at Styles, the location of Agatha's very first Poirot novel.
When you first see Poirot in Curtain, in the book, he's not the Poirot that you've seen throughout the whole of her canon. Suddenly he's this little, wizened, thin, tiny little old man in a wheelchair. And you go, what?
Nothing is so sad, in my opinion, as the devastation wrought by age. My poor friend.
And then you discover he's in Styles. In the first book, The Mysterious First Hour. Now he's in this old people's home. And Hastings is back. And he realizes that no one is going to be able to believe who the murderer is, even with a big, long summing up. So he has to take radical action. And Poirot himself, to take the action, which I'm not going to talk about, that he does take, is, for her book and her character, revolutionary.
We've chosen not to give away Poirot's final twist, but it will shock fans to their crime fiction core.
It will shock them, but it's necessary, I think, you know, to make the closure of the series.
We don't want to reveal what happens, no, but it's a very good end to Poirot's life. Mon cher ami, I shall have been dead 4 months when you read these words. I have debated long whether or not to write down what is written here, and I have decided that it is necessary for someone to know the truth about the second Affaire Styles.
Agatha Christie had originally intended to bring out Curtain to coincide with her own death, but it was actually published months before in 1975. Such was Poirot's popularity that his obituary appeared on the front page of the New York Times.
We shall not hunt together again, my friend. Our first hunt was here, and our last. They were good days. Yes, they have been good days.
I mean, obviously, Curtain will be the last. I mean, that will be what the Germans call Schadenfreude. In other words, a touch of joy and a touch of sadness. So, but I think, you know, it's the logical end, isn't it?
I will have left the complete works of this little man, which will be for me a sense of real achievement in my life, to leave him for generations to come. That would be a wish so fulfilled.